Welcome to an offsite edition of Mayor's Forum. Today we're at the New Providence Fire Department, and I have here Chief Ralph Piano. Ralph, it's a Children's Day or what? Firemen's Day? What do you call it?
It's Firemen's Day. What we do is we just let all the people in the borough know what we do, let them see the equipment, and see what their tax dollars go to protect them.
The reason why we're having Firefighters Day, and we've had it in the past, is so you guys get to see us on an up-and-close personal level other than on a fire call. We want to show you what we do, why we do some of the things we do. We want to answer some questions for you, like why are we cutting a hole in your roof when the fire's in the basement? So you'll understand a couple of those things. Basically, the gist of the day is we have a couple events that are going to be going on all day. There's this trailer over here that's provided by St. Barnabas, and then we also have a kids' obstacle course in the back. And the kids will actually get to try on some gear that's fitted for them. So hopefully you have a camera and you can take a picture of that. We also have a fire extinguisher demo. It's only for adults. You'll actually get a chance to feel the fire and see how safe distance is to put a fire out if you ever have a fire at home. There's also a couple events going on in the back. We're going to have a roof ventilation demonstration. And then at 1:30 we're actually going to cut up a car called vehicle electrification. We're just going to have a quick memorial service. And I want to thank all the firefighters that are here because they helped out a lot. They helped build some of the stuff, and some guys that aren't here. So thank you to those guys. You know who you are.
Today is a tradition in our fire department where we have Firefighters Day. This day is really for you. As Nick said, this is where you get to see what we have in terms of our apparatus and how we operate. This fire ring here was the original fire ring that was sounded at the old firehouse in the middle of town over 100 years ago. Back then, I guess it was a much quieter borough, because when they struck this bell, they could actually hear it across town, and by the number of bells that were struck, you were able to know what side of town the fire was, and that's how you responded. So a tradition in the fire department here is that we sound this bell once a year in memorial to all fallen firefighters. Little did we know that when we dedicated this fire ring at our anniversary a few years ago, we actually dedicated this ring on September the 11th, 1999. And little did we know that a few years later that that was going to mark a day of tragedy for all of us. So as we take a moment of silence to remember all fallen firefighters, especially the ones that fell in the line of duty, rescuing thousands of folks at the World Trade Center, we also want you to remember all fallen firefighters everywhere, and especially in the borough of New Providence. We're going to sound 4 sets of 5 bells each during that moment of silence. The signification of that is that that's the traditional sound signal in fire stations for a line of duty death. So if you would, moment of silence during the bells. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good day.
Well, we're going to go around and look at the different equipment and some of the exhibits, and I think people will be very impressed and know exactly what you people do, and especially the amount of training that you guys have to go through every year, because you have to keep up your accreditation and everything else, right?
That's correct. They go through extensive training as soon as they get on. They have 2 years to do it. We have the junior program. We try to get the high school kids interested in the fire service, so when they become 18, they want to join.
I know when the juniors program started, you had 1 or 2 individuals that got on, and they became full-time firemen. But it just grew and grew and grew. And I know when you took over being chief, you had how many people in the department?
About 24, and then we lost about 6 people. So we were down. I got it back up to somewhere around 42, 44 people right now. I'm not sure exactly the numbers.
Now, a lot of that had to do with the junior program. We had
Correct.
a lot of juniors come in, and it's great to take that training when you turn 18 because you don't have the time commitments with the family and everything else. And it seems like all of those juniors went to the academy and got trained, and the academy is the same type training that the professionals get.
Yeah, it's
The same thing, basically, right?
Yes, it is. It's done by the Union County. It's run by the Union County Fire Chiefs Association. They have licensed instructors there, and the paid departments send their guys there, as well as us, and all the volunteer towns.
Yeah, and I think that's important for the people in New Providence to know, is because our firefighters are trained just as well as the others, and you guys do a great job, and you do it for nothing. You're all volunteers.
Yes.
And it's an incredible, the operation that you people run here, and I know, even though you respond to how many fires a year?
About 300, between 350 and 400.
And I know most of them are false alarms, but you still have to get up in the middle of the night and do that. But you do so much more. Anytime there's a flood, anytime there's a hurricane or anything like that, you guys are always out there, accidents, and you do a lot of different things. It's just not suppressing fires. You are really big into being proactive and fire prevention also.
Yeah, we have a good fire prevention bureau. We have a fire official, and there's 2 inspectors within that department. We also help the rescue squad out when they're shorthanded, either driving or lift assist or whatever.
Right.
We try to expand out and help at all departments.
Yeah, this is one town where the fire, rescue, road department, police, everybody works together to get a job done. And I tell you, as a mayor, it's very comforting, because I know no matter what happens, that everybody pulls together and does whatever has to be done to make this a secure and safe town.
We want to remove the heat and the smoke, and in some cases it will actually control the spread of the fire. The small amount of damage we do to the roof can save a whole lot of damage inside, because it gets the heat and smoke out. It also will stop the spread of the fire if it's done correctly, and it allows us to get inside and put the fire out faster.
By a jumbo jet. It wasn't easy, but nothing else. No. When I feel that I and I feel that I need when I lie and I'm easy all of the time, but I'm never sure why I need you.
Let's walk around, and first thing I want to do is take a look at this cage with the cans in it. Can you explain that to us?
What it is, it's run by St. Barnabas. It's a burn trailer. They leave it here, and all the residents of town and other towns, they bring their cans here, and we send it off to a recycling place in Newark, and they crush them, and whatever money we get for them gets donated to the St. Barnabas Burn Foundation for burn children.
Right. And I think that's important for people to know. All the cans here goes to St. Barnabas Burn Care Unit, and it's a great thing. Chief, this is engine number 1 that we bought, I guess 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Year 2001, August 2001.
And this is the new fire rescue truck, and you used to use the old ambulance for your rescue, had the confined space equipment and things like that. And when we purchased this truck, this is a multi-purpose truck.
Correct. We had an engine and that old ambulance, and we used to run the 2 trucks on vehicle extrications and confined space and hazmat. We basically took the 2 trucks, and one became a public works vehicle. They made a dump truck out of it, and the other vehicle is the wastewater treatment plant is using, and this basically is 2 trucks in one.
Right. We don't waste any trucks. Right now we have former Councilman Bill Schmelkin, firefighter. Hi, Bill. You want to explain a little bit about this truck? I know you use this extensively.
Yeah.
This is your favorite truck.
It's our baby, yeah. As the chief was saying years ago, we had a lot of rescue equipment that was kind of spread out over a lot of vehicles. Now we have consolidated all our rescue equipment into one vehicle so that we can roll this and do basically every type of operation in terms of rescue. You can do any kind of rope rescue, water operations, confined space, hazardous materials, automobile extrication. All that equipment is in this vehicle. So like I said, we just have to roll one vehicle and do the whole job. It's set up so that each cabinet has a specific job, and you'll see during the motor vehicle extrication that we will just open up one cabinet, pull everything out of that cabinet, and we'll have everything ready to do the job to get victims
Let's
out.
open up one of the cabinets
Why don't we go
and
down
show us.
we'll go walk around. We carry a full, as you might imagine, we carry a full set of tools and different saws for different jobs, whether it be cutting concrete, cutting wood, cutting metal. Again, in motor vehicle accidents, the way we have it set up is a primary saw that comes off is a metal cutting saw in case we have to do that kind of severe rescue very quickly. Let's walk around to the other side and I'll show you that cabinet. This is the kind of we mean business cabinet. This is the automobile extrication cabinet. This is where we have the jaws of life and cutters and rams and anything we'll need to cut up the vehicle that's now in back of you there, and you'll see that in about an hour. Let me pull this tray for you. We set this engine up so that we could operate all these tools with minimal manpower and do that extremely effectively. The borough and the citizens of the borough are very generous in being able to fund this type of acquisition. I thank the Borough Council, the mayor, for being able to provide this type of top-notch equipment in the industry, and we got the guys fully trained up, and we continue in the training of motor vehicle extrications and other hazards and other rescues.
Now I know this is a new piece of equipment. It costs about $25,000.
Yeah.
And I think what was it? We had that piece of equipment 15 minutes, and a tree fell on a lady's car, and you had to use it right away. And in fact, the manufacturer's rep was still here.
Yeah, he videotaped the entire call, and he's using it as a training video for other departments when he trying to sell the tools. It was only 15 minutes on the truck when we used it.
Return on investment.
That's right.
Let's move over to this cabinet
Okay.
quickly, and I'll show you how it's set up. Now, you'll see a lot of boxes and bags here, but basically what this is all our hardware and related material and all our ropes to do any type of rope rescue, any type of confined space where we take our ropes and other hardware to be able to do that job. We carry over 1,000 feet of different size ropes on this engine. And if we move over one other cabinet, this is where we set up for our confined space. Confined space is defined as some place a human being really isn't supposed to go, but unfortunately that human being got caught somewhere where they're not supposed to go.
Right.
A sewer, it could be a trench, any of that sort, and all those gear bags are basically our harnesses to enter the hole. All these hoses are extension air lines that we can actually go 300 feet into a confined space to perform a rescue.
Well, let's hope you never have to do that.
Yeah, well, we practice it. We certify annually to be able to enter a hole and do that kind of job.
Great.
So it's not just all firefighting. There's a lot of technical rescue that needs to be practiced over again and over again.
in the firehouse now, and could you explain some of the equipment? I know we got a federal grant for, I think, about $70,000 for new equipment.
Yeah, we upgraded our air packs. That's it looks like oxygen bottles on your backs, but it's actually air. We spent some money on turnout gear, which is a coat, a set of pants, boots, helmet, and gloves. So we're going to be able to outfit 15 more sets of gear. And, as it gets old, we keep on replacing it. And then just basically everybody has a rack. Their gear is in a certain area.
One section, right?
And they, when we get a fire call, they come in, they know where their stuff is, they grab it and jump on the truck and go.
Well, Chief, now we're at this exhibit here, and you'll have to explain this to the public because I'm not sure what it is, but it is pretty impressive.
It's a training simulator for fire extinguishers. One of our firefighters, Wright, is in charge of Seton Hall University, and he was kind enough to bring it down. What it's used is just to give people the chance to use fire extinguishers on a live flame, and we're just teaching them how to approach it and how to use the extinguisher to put the fire out.
I guess we could have Pete show us how it's done, right?
Unburned fuel in the seal.
Chief, I know the hose is used more than getting people cool and people off.
Yeah, the hose that they're using here is called a booster line. We basically use it for when we have brush fires or small garbage can or dumpster fires. You don't get a high volume of water out of it. It's basically just to put out small fires.
Now that pumps right, that's your pumper truck, and it pumps right out of the tanks in the truck?
Correct. It's 500 gallons of water on the truck. It's a 1,500 gallon per minute pumper. It carries its own water.
Now it's my understanding we have two of these pumper trucks, right?
Correct. We have, this is engine 4, which is a 1992, and then we have engine 2, which is a 1995. They're basically set up the same, and they do the same.
I think this is one of the kids' favorites, too.
Yeah, it gives them a chance to play with a hose.
And I'm sure these are our future firefighters, too.
I hope.
Now this trailer here was provided by the Union County Board of Chosen Freeholders, right?
Correct. This is the county's trailer, and the one over to my right here is supplied by St. Barnabas. Basically, it's set up like a bunch of rooms. Just teaches kids and adults too how to crawl through a smoky environment, stay low, and escape your building.
Yeah, everybody always knows what they're supposed to do, but in a time of crisis, everybody forgets what to do, and I guess this is great. It's just hands-on training that they can just practice, and it'll be more instinctive than having to think about it.
Yeah, that's correct. We had the children too. They in class they were to draw an escape map. They were supposed to go home, talk to their parents, and have an escape plan for their house, and then we're having a contest for the best escape plan.
Good, doing good. We have a lot of education. It's real good. A lot of kids learning a lot of parents learning a lot, and I'm learning a lot.
Now we're at the ladder truck, engine 3, and I know this truck was bought in 1978 and it's seen its useful life, and you're about to buy a new ladder truck.
Correct. It's a 1978 LTI on an Oshkosh chassis. We'll be replacing it next year about this time. We just finished the spec'ing process, and it's going out to bid. It's only there's only one other truck like it. It's in Pennsylvania. Basically seen its days. It's 26 years old right now. It's an 85-footer, but it's getting tired.
Yeah, I know we had to do a lot of work on the ladder and a lot of different things on the truck. You know, it's something where you wish they'd put it in a museum. It's like you said, one or two left, and it's the lowrider, because firehouse doors in the old firehouses were so low that you had to get this special truck made. I hate to see it go, to be honest with you. I remember when it was new, it was yellow.
Yeah. Our captain, Mike Piana, basically has taken care of this truck since he got on the fire department. He's taken it to a lot of parades. This truck has won a lot of trophies, and it's going to Connecticut the end of June, probably for its last hurrah. It's going to be in a competition in the Connecticut parade up in Colchester, Hayward.
It's hard to believe the truck is actually 26 years old. If you take a look at it, it looks brand new. But like you said, the new truck will have pumping abilities and a lot of things that this truck just isn't capable of.
Yeah, correct. It's going to be 20 feet. The ladder will be 20 feet longer. It'll be 105 feet. It'll have a bigger pump on it. The new truck will have water on it, this one doesn't. This truck needs a pumper to pump water to it. It'll be about 4 feet longer chassis-wise, 2 feet higher. It's going to be a monster of a truck. But the way they're building houses today, firefighters can't go on roofs. They have to operate out of the bucket of the truck because of the new construction and truss roofs. They collapse under high heat and flame.
Yeah.
So that's the reason, the need for the truck.
And what's your name? Christopher. Now, do you like this fire truck? Yeah.
Yeah?
I
Okay, Chief, now we're at the obstacle course. Can you explain exactly what the purpose of this is?
Basically what we have here is we have a hose running through different obstacles. We train like this ourselves. We'll set up an obstacle course, and basically what the firemen will do is they hold onto the hose and they follow the hose just in case if they ever get into a emergency situation and they have to get out. That's their way of getting out. They know the hose goes out, goes back out to the truck, so they know if they grab hold of the hose and follow it back, it'll lead them to safety.
Good morning, Nicholas. How are you? Good. You're gonna do the obstacle course, huh? All right. That's a nice outfit you have there. Nice hat.
Yeah, okay, you ready to go, Nick?
Okay, Nick.
You can walk, Nick.
Well, I know he gets under that table faster than I do. How'd you make out on the obstacle course? Good? That's a pretty nice outfit you have there.
He did great.
Yeah? You want to be a fireman when you grow up? A policeman? Well, policemen and firemen work a lot together. In fact, I just saw Chief Marvin. You should go talk to him. He's the police chief. Now, I always hear from the people who went to the academy and got certified about this burn trailer. What exactly is that?
That's the Flashover trailer. What they do there is they have you sitting inside this trailer, and they'll light a fire in there, and the superheated gases go over the top of your head, and all of a sudden the whole room will light up, and it'll flash over the top. You also can have a backdraft. I don't know if anybody's seen the movie Backdraft.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what they teach you in the academy, what the telltale signs of a flashover or a backdraft. So if you see the signs of it, you know to get out before it happens. Because if you do get caught in a backdraft or a flashover, the chances of surviving are slim.
Glad that we got all this participation, and I hope the public enjoys it.
We appreciate everybody coming out and all the firefighters for helping us make it a success. And we hope that we taught some people some valuable lessons about how to stay alive.